Live news that we want to go to right now. Grand Rapids Police talking about that shooting.
Center and Ann when he made a traffic stop on a moped that was carrying two people. The officer approached the suspect who was driving the moped, asked for a driver's license. He did not have a driver's license or any other identification. The officer went to take him into custody. A struggle ensued. During that struggle, the suspect pulled out of his shirt and fled from the officer between houses. The officer gave pursuit. Officer observed that he had a handgun that he pulled out and now was in his hand. The officer ordered him to stop, drop the weapon. The suspect continued to flee behind the house. He tried to climb over a wooden stockade fence. Eventually was not able to get over the fence and then turned towards the officer, raised the handgun. The officer continued to holler at him to drop the weapon. The suspect did not. The officer fired multiple times, striking the suspect. Suspect went down. The officer immediately called for medical attention. Ambulance and fire department arrived. They transported him to Butterworth Hospital, where I'm told that he died a short time after arrival there at the hospital. The suspect at this point we believe to be a 33-year-old male who was wanted for absconding on parole, for armed robbery, for assault with intent to commit robbery while armed, for other drug violations. We believe he has other warrants out for him as well. Our investigation obviously is continuing here. The officer was not injured during the incident. A loaded 9mm handgun was located at the scene. And our investigators are here, the major case team, our internal affairs unit, are investigating this incident.
Talk to us about the officer. How long has he been on the force? How much training has he undergone?
He's a 15-year veteran, so he's been around a long time. Well-trained. Our department, we continuously train in all critical skill areas, but a very good veteran officer.
Was the officer hurt or anything like that? Is he doing okay?
The officer was not injured during the thing. Obviously, he's extremely upset. He has been taken down to the police department at this point. Other officers are with him.
And this was his regular traffic stop?
It was. He was observed, actually, two people on a moped, which is a violation. I don't know what other violations he may have had, but during that traffic stop, as I said, he went to approach him, and the person obviously struggled and fought and had a gun on him, was wanted on parole, and obviously continued to struggle and fight to get away.
Was the officer...
Is the other person that was on the moped, was he located or taken in?
There was a female that was on the moped. She has cooperated with officers, with our investigators, and she was not injured.
Did the suspect fire off a shot?
At this point, we don't know. I've not confirmed that, so it's unknown, but I don't have any confirmation that he did.
Do you think anybody witnessed this other than your officer?
We're still investigating. I don't know that anyone actually witnessed the shooting, but as I said, we're still doing a canvass, still talking with people. Obviously, some saw the suspect fleeing. They saw him, our officers chasing, giving pursuit.
Chief, we saw two ambulances. How many people were hurt?
I'm sorry?
We saw two ambulances. How many people were hurt?
One individual, yes. I think the woman may have been transported. Obviously, she was upset, but I don't believe there was an injury involved.
Can you expand upon the scuffle between the officer and the suspect?
Well, as the officer went up to interact with him regarding the traffic violation, he had no driver's license, had no other identification, so the officer was going to take him into custody for that. And during that, the suspect, as he went to go hands-on, the suspect pulled loose from the officer, began to struggle. The officer grabbed him. During that struggle, his shirt came off. The suspect was able to elude the grasp of the officer and then flee between the houses with the officer in pursuit.
Administrative.